Hey there, this is Donna Merrill from DonnaMerrillTribe.com, and I have a special guest I'm speaking to, and her name is Cori Ramos. I've known her for a while, and I admire her because she's always out there helping people. Um, so, Cori, tell us a little bit about why. I mean, the theme here today is online jobs, and how can people get them? And what do you do? I know in some of your websites, some of your web blog posts, you put on a list of jobs. This always like blows me away. Like, where do you get them? How do you do this? This is like the greatest gift you give to people. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. Well, first, thank you for having me. I'm really excited, and like I said, I'm just so starstruck because I've always wanted to talk to you. I love, engaging with you on social media, and to take it to this level to talk, it's such a great feeling. You don't even have an idea.
Aw.
But I started with the online jobs because I was looking for online jobs for me personally. I used to work in corporate America. I worked for AT&T as a sales admin manager. So I worked crazy hours. I was never at home. And I just, my health was, getting affected. My family life, my kids, my teenager was acting out, and I just needed to make a change. I started looking online for work from home jobs, and this was, about 8 years ago. There was really nothing at that point. It was just mainly telemarketing, sales jobs.
Hmm.
But when you fast forward today, goodness, there is so much opportunities to work from home. I mean, we're talking big companies like Apple, Hilton, Omni Hotels. That's just what I see from time to time. Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I mean, there's just all these opportunities to work at home, and I just go online and I search the job search sites like Monster, Career Builder, Jobs to Careers. Tend to stay away from the little ones because those have questionable jobs. And
Mm-hmm.
my job is to make sure that I give my visitors the jobs that are legitimate, that they're not scams, because you don't want to waste your time on that stuff. And so what I make sure is I look for the job, I open it up, I read it, I make sure that it's a legitimate job. If it's a job a company I've never heard of, I go and I search about the company, and I look at the Better Business Bureau, make sure their practices are on the up and up, that they have integrity, and that is somebody that would work for us. So I put myself in my shoes and that person's shoes. Is this a job that I'm going to want to apply for? Because I'm looking for something for, financial reasons, to help my family out or to pay bills, pay for college or whatever the reason is. So I put myself in their shoes, and I just want to make sure that they get legitimate, real jobs, that they don't have to worry about, oh, is this a scam? Am I going to be scammed here or whatever?
I find that so fascinating, and I've been coming to your blog for a while, and I'm like, how does
Yeah.
she do it? And now I know how. But you're doing a great service for a lot of people because, I mean, let's face it, our economy stinks, and then we go into
Mhm.
other parts of the world, and that stinks too. But right here in
Mhm.
the U.S., our economy's low. People do want to work from home from so many reasons, from a
Mhm.
mom to a
Mhm.
grandmom to someone that just doesn't want to get up in the morning and spend all the money
Mhm.
getting dressed and buying lunch
Yeah.
and but you have like these amazing jobs all under one roof that someone could like. I look at them and I'm like, I even want to work. it's like
Oh, I know.
it's like wow, I could work there and I can make this
Yeah.
money, but then my business will go down the drain. So
Yeah.
but you do a
Mhm.
lot of research, and I always say that that is like just a wonderful service you do for people. So you're go giving so much, and you may not realize it,
Oh,
but
thank
you
you.
are go giving so much, and that's why I have the highest admiration for you when you do that.
Oh, thank
I
you.
really do. I
That's,
mean, anybody could work online now, and I think it's great. And a
yeah.
lot of people forget that there are big companies that are hiring people online.
Yes,
But
and you don't even need a lot of experience. And that's one of the questions that I get, because I do see, there are some web developer jobs, and there are some jobs where you have to have SQL, or I don't even know what the heck that is. You have to have SQL
neither
experience.
do I.
But then there's a lot of entry level jobs. You can have There's customer service jobs you can do, if you have 6 months customer service experience. And when you look at it, what I tell my people who email me, well, I don't have customer service experience. I worked at a fast food restaurant. I said, well, you do have customer service. You were assisting your customers. You made sure their order was right. You listened to what they wanted. You're serving your customer. It's
Wow.
just how you look at things. You don't have to sit in a desk and answer a phone call. It's just you're interacting with any customer. You're giving customer service, and that's the good part. So a lot of entry level jobs are out there too. If you just have a little bit of experience, you can apply. And, they have training. You're just like a regular employee. And there's training, they even have, sometimes they prefer their employees to be located where they are so that they can go to their office once a month or whatever
Right. Yeah,
their
I've seen
schedule
that.
is.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Ongoing training.
And
Yeah,
I
so
email people like, hey, I know you live in Arizona and I know you really want to work
mm-hmm.
online and, and you need a little extra because your blog isn't taken off yet. So here's a, like I'll email them your latest post. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot that goes on that you don't know. But a question, do
Yeah.
you need a website to work online? I mean, do you need like a presence or it doesn't matter?
No, you don't need to have any kind of online
Okay.
presence at all. You know,
Right.
it's what they're looking at is your resume, just as we would be applying for a regular job in an office. It's the
That's
same process.
That
You
is
know,
so awesome. That is so
yeah,
great. And then you also do websites, right? You do blogs. You create blogs for people, right?
yes,
Which
yes. It too.
I love your eye on things because you do it so pretty. I'm like, oh, it's
Oh,
such a pretty blog. It's so pretty. I wish I could do that. And I try to do something and it comes out terrible.
oh. Well, you know what? Let's talk offline and we'll do something together. How about that?
But yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do. You create websites and blogs. And I've seen, I before the call, I looked and I'm like, oh, no wonder why this blog looks like Corey's because you did it. I looked at your testimonials and they're great. Tell us a little
Oh,
bit
thank
about
you.
your, how you got into that. You create blogs for people.
It's the same way I got into the work from home niche. I just started, I learned the process, and thank God I had you and Adrian to help me. But as far as the design, I started playing around with it myself. I just started getting so fascinated by how you could just customize a blog and just make it to where it's your very own. And I just fell in love with that process. And then I had some people who were willing to take a chance on me and say, yeah, go ahead and let's bring this vision to life. And that's how it started for me. And I like that part. But I still love sharing the work from home stuff. So I kept both niches
I think
there.
it's
So now
great.
on my blog, I have both. If you want to work from home, I got that for you. If you want to learn how to blog, then I've got that for you too.
Yeah, and you do all that. I mean, I was looking at all the stuff that you offer, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool, and you really. I mean, I remember when I first met you eons ago, and we're doing work from home, and now you get into this, and
Uh-huh.
then I seen you progress into your amazing artistic eye, where
Oh, thank
you're
you.
doing like these blogs and writing fantastic blog posts, and
Thank you.
being in a group and it's just so great and
Well,
what's your
I tell you the secret to that, and that is just following the advice that I get from my mentors. So
mm,
if anyone, I've always tell them that you're getting good advice. You're reading blog posts, and they're telling you what to do. You have to just do it.
yep.
That's all it takes. And so, if anybody asks me what the secret to success is, it's just following the advice that you get from your coaches or your mentors.
Tell me
It's
about
pretty
it.
simple.
My coaches
Yeah.
that I hire, I get run to the ground, and I'm like, okay, I want to do a certain thing, because
Mhm.
let's face it, when we're online marketers, there's always
Mhm.
like the next thing we have to learn, the next piece of the puzzle that we have to perfect, and
Yes.
we hire a coach for that, a specific little piece, and every time I've done it myself, I'm a coach, but every time I hire a coach, it's like, oh
Mhm.
my God.
Yeah.
But I do it,
Yeah.
at least I do it.
Yeah.
And I see my clients, like most of them will do action. Some of them don't, and it's just like,
Mhm.
well, it's like reading a book. And I tell them, what are you doing? Like
Mhm.
reading a book and putting it on the shelf, or are you going to take action?
Right.
But
Exactly.
but I like the part where you told the person you just mentioned that, yeah, you have customer service. You worked at McDonald's. So you're
Yep.
there to really help people 360 here. So that's amazing. It's
Yeah.
really amazing to me.
Yeah. We
It's
all do something, even if we're just a stay-at-home mom. We all do something. We have something to offer a company. It may not look
exactly.
like it because we're just running around in our everyday, but when you tell someone, you sit there and you tell them what you do. Especially if you could tell me and sit there and say, I do this, 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 I can point out all your strengths, what you're doing in a day.
That's,
It may seem minuscule to someone, but for me, I could just bring it out and say, oh yeah, you got this to offer someone,
that's
a
awesome.
company.
And that's,
Yeah.
and that's like being a coach. I do the same thing. The first time I coach someone, I start talking
Mm-hmm.
to them and they say, well, I want to do XYZ. And after like a
Yeah.
10-minute consult, they're like, you
Uh-huh.
know what? I really don't want to do that. I want to do ABC. Because sometimes when we
Yeah.
hash it out, we realize, gosh,
Mm-hmm.
this is not what I really want to do. So that's why it's good to have, someone like you to bounce things off of, and, which is
Oh,
great and amazing. And I think
thank
you're an
you.
amazing person. Now, how often do you post your articles on job openings? Is that once a week or?
I post them once a week, but I also have a newsletter that goes out 3 times a week, and I share
Awesome.
work from home jobs there. And I also share other posts, other ways of making money from home. Because if you don't want a job that has a schedule where you have to log in at a certain time, you have to stay so many hours. Sometimes that's not for people. Sometimes people just want to make money from home and not worry about having to log in, especially if you're a mom running around after kids and taking them to school and other activities, just wants just to make money. So I share blog posts from other bloggers that, share other ways to make money from home, whether it's starting a home-based business, you can start a blog, you can become a freelance writer. It's just
It's
taking the time to
amazing.
figure out what skills and strengths you have and then going from there.
You're
And then find out the
amazing.
why.
That's amazing. That you are like super coach woman. I'm gonna get all your information after we close, so I could put it up all together. So people can
Okay.
connect with you and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Any
And I'm an
last?
email away.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
emails and all your information. Don't worry, I'll have that
okay.
all there. I'll
Yeah.
get in touch with you, and we'll get everything people need. To know. But I keep this usually 10 to 15 minutes, and I just want to know parting words. What would you suggest, especially to work at home moms? Because I know that's how you started, and I know a lot
Mm-hmm.
of moms, and I know the problem. I mean, I was a young mom once myself, and I did work
Mm-hmm.
from home. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
did work from home
Mm-hmm.
before the internet was developed. That's how old I'm a grandma. But
Uh-huh.
and I did, because I found, where there's a will, there's a way, and you could do it.
Yes.
And I know a
Yes.
lot of, right now we need like a two-income household in order to run anything. And if you have
Oh
kids,
my
or
goodness.
even if you don't have kids, just work from home.
Mm-hmm.
But especially a mom has to be with her kid. She kind of loses
Yes.
part of her identity. She
Yes.
wants some adult talk, mom
Yes.
or dad,
Oh my
any
goodness. Yes.
parent. But remember those days where you just want to, like, I need an adult to talk to, but
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give them? I know I'm putting you on the spot now.
Let's see. Wow. Let's see. Well, if you're a mom and you want to work at home, the biggest obstacle is going to be the distractions, because you're going to be having that I need to be here, but I'm here kind of feeling. But my advice is to just to make room for everything. Make your plan. Stick to a schedule, and tweak it when you have to. And like you said, your mom is always crazy. And for me personally, I'm pulled in all kinds of directions. So my plan or my schedule usually doesn't work for me. So I have to make room for that, and say, okay, I just made dinner.
Mhm.
Everybody eat. I ate real quick. I'm going to come into my room and I'm going to work a little bit and then wash the dishes and, clean the kitchen, come back and do a little bit more work and then get ready for bed. It's It's just making it work. You just
You make it work.
find the time. And what's going to help is the passion you have. If you have a passion to do what you're going to do, then it'll all come into place. It
Thank
really
you
does.
so much. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. I know. I mean, I work from home myself, and I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
have anybody. I mean, I have my mom living with me now, but I mean, thank God she's okay. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
we have to just drive her to yoga and all those other things that she does. But you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and Walmart so she can do her
Yeah.
walking. But so, but other than
That's
that, I
cute.
mean, like I'm at a part, you know, a point where I'm pretty free, and I still need my time management, because if I don't have my time management, I'm not strict with myself, and I'm a flake. I mean, I could be all over the place. You know, I get very
Oh, me
creative.
too.
But it's
Me
like if I
too.
don't sit there and say, okay, this is what, and David and I work together, so it's like, okay, we mastermind during our coffee, and then after our
Mm-hmm.
coffee, we start doing action. He does one thing, I do another. If one of us slips up, we remind the other one gently. I mean,
Uh-huh.
we never, thank God, we never fight. It's more like, hey,
Awesome.
did you get this done? No. Oh, okay. You want me to do
Yeah.
it now? Oh, yeah. All right, honey. If you want to. Yeah, okay, sure. You know, so it's really
Yeah.
great. Alrighty, so I am going to stop the recording because I know people have a very low attention span. Sorry, folks, but it's true. I do too. Okay, I mean, you know, and that's why I keep these things very short. But we're gonna link your website here and all your information. And thank you so
Yeah.
much for being my guest.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for asking me to do this.
It's so great to
It was a
talk
lot of
to
fun.
you after all these years.
Oh, I know. I know. I know. That's
Corey,
awesome.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you, Donna. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
bye for now.